Hey everyone and welcome again. In this video I want to explain to you how to play the lower notes with the subholes on your ocarina. Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to explain to you how to play the low notes on your ocarina with the subholes. So the first point that I want to talk about is the different types of systems. So one of the most popular ones is having the system like this, is one subhole for each hand using the middle finger of your left and your right hand. However, another common one is having both of the subholes on your right hand, so controlling one subhole with your middle finger and one with your index finger. While these two are the most common ones, there are more systems out there, so please keep that in mind when you're playing your ocarina and kind of check with the manufacturer what type of system you're using. Also, another thing that I want to mention is that people often refer to this system as the Taiwanese system and this as the Japanese system. However, this is actually very incorrect. Both of these systems were invented in Japan. So the system that people call Taiwanese was invented by Night Ocarina and is actually very common here in Japan. And the system that people call Japanese system, which was invented in Japan, but is actually very popular in Korea. Anyway, so let's get into how to use them. I'll start with this system. So having one subhole for each hand. Okay, so how to play the subholes on this one. I hope by now you kind of understand that this is kind of the basic position of your ocarina. So on an alto C, this would be a C. Now, how to go lower. If you have your C position and you slide your middle finger forward, your right hand middle finger like this, you get a B. And when you move your left one like this, you get an A. And that's how you get from C, B to A. However, in between that, you actually do have a B flat. So now, how do you play the B flat? It's pretty simple. Rather than first moving your right index finger, you just use your left index finger. And this will create a B flat. Okay, so to go fully chromatic, let's start with the C, go to B, then go to B flat, and then to A. And that's how you use the subholes on this system. Okay, so let's move into the next one. This system is actually pretty much the same thing, only rather than using your left middle finger, you're actually using your right index finger. So it goes like this: standard position, move your right middle finger, that's a B, and then move your right index finger, which will become a A. And how to play the B flat is just simply using your right index finger only and just move it up like this. And that's pretty much how you use both of these systems. Like I've said, there are more systems out there, but these are, the most common ones, so you're probably going to be either using this one or this one. Okay, so another point that I want to talk about is often people who start ocarina seem to be having a lot of issues trying to get proper low notes using the subholes. And often people, kind of start blaming the ocarina. And while this could be true, a badly tuned ocarina could have very bad subholes. And if you do, that's not your fault. That's, the ocarina is to blame for that. However, for most well-known brands out there, the subholes should be tuned properly and should actually function well using the right technique. Okay, so what does using the right technique mean? So a lot of people, when they play the ocarina, especially in the beginning, they tend to have this very strong mouth position like this, and they are blowing into the ocarina with a very direct stream. And while this can work with the higher notes of the ocarina, this could actually be very bad for the lower notes of your ocarina because it forces the air to hit directly into the ocarina. And if you are blowing just slightly too hard, you're going to overblow pretty much the low end of the instrument. Okay, so this is a very dramatic, exaggerated version of it. But if you're putting your mouth like this and you're breathing into the ocarina, it's very direct and it's hard to kind of control your air pressure because you're constantly going directly into it. So what I would suggest you to do is actually slightly more relax your mouth, and when you're hitting the lower notes especially, kind of open your mouth. This is going to allow you to kind of regulate your air pressure just so slightly. And with this slight difference, you're going to notice that it's so much easier to hit those low notes rather than keeping your air pressure directly like this. So what I would suggest you to do, rather than keeping your mouth tight and blowing directly into the ocarina, kind of open up your mouth, and even if you need to, kind of puff up your cheeks just a little bit, not like a frog, don't go, but just like very little. You will see me do this sometimes during my performances when I need to hit low notes. I kind of just so slightly puff up my cheeks and kind of widen up my mouth. And this allows me to hit low notes on the ocarina much easier. And of course, depending on what ocarina you're using, this one is rather strong breath, so it allows you to kind of be more forceful in the subholes. However, if you have a smaller ocarina or a lower breath ocarina, you usually don't have this wide gap to be able to push a lot of air into it, so you have to be more careful. So using this technique, I hope you can kind of figure out how to play the low notes on your personal ocarina. Like I've said, it depends on the brand, it depends on the model. Certain ocarinas have very strong low notes, certain have, you know, kind of weaker low notes, but in general, most of them are playable if you practice your technique. So I actually wanted to put the tuner on the screen and show you the tuner with my playing at the same time. However, with my setup right now, it's kind of difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some clips after this, just showing the tuner and you listening to my sound and, you know, seeing that I'm actually playing the correct pitch using the subholes. So I'll be using a 9x plastic because this is a very common model out there. So I think it will help a lot of people by, you know, showing it on this one. Okay, so I'm using the 9x plastic ocarina. Okay, so that's it. I hope this video was helpful. And well, see you again in the next one. Take care and thank you. Bye bye.